Okay, so
I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it. Hello, astrology enthusiasts.
hello, astrology enthusiast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Kimberly.
Welcome to Moon Signs.
And Storylines.
You have reached us in the third part of a 4-part series, all on the full moon in Cancer.
On January 3rd, 2026.
We've made it.
First one.
Hopefully we made it. Exciting. 2026. This is a stepping
Big year.
point. Yeah. Cardinal time. So the first part, we did the character of the full moon in Cancer, where we kind of go over the mobilities, the elements. We have a conversation on what individually we think that is. And then the second one, I went through the aspects and kind of gave a general feel for it, kind of hoping that I encouraged you to find a reference for this full moon in Cancer by looking at the chart. And now where have they arrived?
3.
This is the storyline.
The storyline.
This is where it comes to life.
Absolutely. This is our favorite.
Each of us have our own different reference, our own different storyline. And we think that helps encourage people's perspectives. And we can learn through a nice, fascinating story.
Yes, I think we do learn through stories.
Yeah.
We love them. And this is just a way for both of us to show our creativity of how we saw the chart. And we're interested to see how you see the chart and if you resonate with our stories.
Definitely. Oh, and then we have part 4. Part 4 is where Kimberly goes through the 12 signs, goes through the horoscope, and gives them something to ponder. And she gives a universal question for all of us to look into personally, and then into like what signs resonate with us, whether it's our moon, our Mercury, our rising, our sun, just what energy are we attracting, are we trying to build, and what we give out, like what signs are our favorite, you know?
Absolutely.
So this is the exciting part. We get to Rochambeau to see who goes first.
Okay, ready? Oh, you cut me.
Oh, wow.
You get to choose.
I'm so excited about mine. I am going to go first.
All right.
I am going to lead this
Story. Yes, remember, it's the full moon in Cancer.
All right, so I'm going to give Kimberly my little hints to see if she can figure out what my reference is, aka my storyline. So, this full moon in Cancer exposes our emotions while a heavy Capricorn stellium pushes us towards responsibility, integrity, and purpose. Jupiter in Cancer amplifies the feelings, the history, the memory, and emotional truth. So I'm going back in time. For this full moon, I chose the ultimate Capricorn voice, a role model of social change. He's given a speech in 1967. It's a real stamp of time, and he's representing a father figure during this speech because he is talking to a junior high class, a generation where he has influenced them greatly.
1967?
1967. And in these moments, this speech, his words encourage, and he's passing a torch. The speech is titled, "What is Your Life's Blueprint?" Do you recognize it? Do you know who stood behind that podium in 1967 and spoke with such parental authority?
No.
The ultimate Capricorn voice.
The ultimate Capricorn.
A role model of social change.
Oh,
he spoke
Martin
to
Luther King. That's who I thought first. And then I was thinking, now, when did he die?
He died 6 months after this speech.
Okay.
So why I chose Martin Luther King's speech, "What is your life's blueprint?" Well, kind of obvious. Just kidding. Capricorn really is about like the blueprint and the structure that we build for ourselves to make a better future. And this speech embodies the exact principles of this lunar cycle. And it's forced into light because the kids, the teenagers, are kind of the moon and the emotional heart of the speech. Okay, so
I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it.
just like the full moon exposes what is hidden, MLK's words expose our emotions, our purpose, and our responsibility to ourselves and to each other.
So Capricorn.
So first, Capricorn, I thought of
MLK.
to represent, and I find that he's the crest of Capricorn energy.
And he's a Capricorn.
He is a Capricorn. He is a wise father figure, a builder of systems, a leader whose integrity and discipline change the path of the world. Capricorn at his highest expression.
I was going to say, that's the way I like Capricorn. Just like that.
And then at the audience, the room full of junior high school students at Barrett Junior High School in Philadelphia on October 26, 1967. He is speaking to the next generation about building a life rooted in self-worth, purpose, excellence, and justice. All themes of Capricorn season meeting Cancer's emotional truth. And then there is the history here, which is pure Cancer. This speech is time-stamped. It shows us where we've been, where we are, and where we might go next. It carries memories, lineage, and its emotional weight in a moment of time. And to make the message even more real and more painfully Capricorn, the speech was delivered just six months before MLK was assassinated. It is a voice of wisdom speaking on the edge of history, offering guidance to young people about the blueprint of their lives. In it, a passing of his torch and his reputation.
Him, Jimmy Carter, I love those guys.
I know. Mr. Rogers, Jane Goodall. So,
you hear his voice. It's very commanding. That's Capricorn too, commanding voice.
oh God, yeah.
They like to have the authority and a commanding voice, and he had one.
Here is Martin Luther King Jr. talking about the main points of his speech, but also the main points of this full moon in Cancer.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint.
How cute is that? So Martin Luther King is really talking to the young adults, or the old kids. He's talking to the teenagers.
Preteens.
The preteens, about how important it is to have stability in your life and a foundation and a core. So in this chart, we see a stellium in Capricorn, but in particular, I'm just going to talk about the conjunction of Venus, the Sun, and Mars, all in Capricorn 1 degree away.
Number one in your life's blueprint should be deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness.
That is Venus in Capricorn.
So this one is leading on what Venus's influence is in this conjunction. Good one, Kimberly.
Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now that means that you should not be ashamed of your color.
And then here is the opposition to the moon. So he's taken that same story, that same importance of being confident in yourself and knowing your self-worth, and he's exposing it with the moon, and then he tells this really emotional story.
You know, it's very unfortunate that in so many instances, our society has placed a stigma on the Negro's color. And you know, there are some Negroes who are ashamed of themselves, but don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful. And believe it in the heart. And therefore you need not be lured into purchasing cosmetics advertised to make you lighter. Neither do you need to process your hair to make it appear straight. I have good hair, and it is as good as anybody else's hair in the world, and we've got to believe that. Now, in your life's blueprint, be sure that you have that a principle of somebody.
Okay, now we're going to talk about that same conjunction, but we're going to talk about Mars's influence.
You know, I think that was Venus connected to the Cancer moon too.
Oh, for sure.
It was both.
Yeah, and then with all that Sun Capricorn, like your ego around there, and then the call to action.
And what you tell yourself. I don't need to look wide. I don't need to do these things. Those are the conversations that we have with ourselves, our inner self moon.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that same conjunction and then Mars's influence.
In your life's blueprint, you must have as a basic principle the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. And I say to you, my young friends, that doors...
And then here is the lunar opposition exposing this in an emotional way.
Doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the great essayist, said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. That hasn't always been true.
The craftsmanship of Capricorn.
True. But it will become increasingly true. And so I would urge you to study hard, to burn the midnight oil. I would say to you, Don't drop out of school, and I understand all of the sociological reasons why we often drop out of school. But I urge you, in spite of your economic plight, in spite of the situation that you are forced to live so often with intolerable conditions, stay in school. And when you discover what you're going to be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it. And just don't set out to do a good Negro job, but do a good job that anybody could do. Don't set out to be just a good Negro doctor, a good Negro lawyer, a good Negro school teacher, a good Negro preacher, a good Negro barber, a beautician, a good Negro skilled laborer. For if you set out to do that, you have already flunked your matriculation exam for entrance into the University of Integration. Set out to do a good job, and do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it any better.
And now he's going to bring back Venus into this conjunction with the opposition of...
He had no idea, did he? He was talking astrology.
Falls your love to be a street sweeper. Sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. And sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
It's so cute.
We already have some noble examples.
Now the speech goes into Jupiter in Cancer, which is highly influenced, especially since we have a Cancer full moon. Mm-hmm. So this is stronger emotions. This is looking at your ancestries, finding wisdom in it. So we're finding wisdom within emotions. And it's square to Chiron and Aries. And in Chiron and Aries, we're really trying to find our sense of self and our sense of self-integrity and self-worth, and where our passion is too, and making sure that we're doing external, like making sure that we representing our own emotional truth so much that we feel strong in who we are, so we can go out in the world and do great things.
Authenticity.
So he's relaying back people that have done this well through Cancer and Jupiter, through history and lineage, and talking to his peers.
Of black men and black women who demonstrated to us that human nature cannot be cataloged. They in their own lives have walked through long and desolate nights of oppression, and yet they've risen up and plunged against cloud-filled nights of affliction, new and blazing stars of inspiration. And so from an old slave cabin of Virginia's hills, Booker T. Washington rose up to be one of America's great leaders. He lit a torch in Alabama, and darkness fled in that setting. Yes, you should know this because it's in your own city. from a poverty-stricken area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Marian Anderson rose up to be the world's greatest contralto, so that a Toscanini could say that a voice like this comes only once in a century. And Sibelius of Finland could say, my roof is too low for such a voice, from the red hills of Gordon County, Georgia. And the arms of a mother who could neither read nor write, Roland Hayes rose up to be one of the world's great singers and carried his melodious voice into the palaces and mansions of kings and queens. From crippling circumstances, there came a George Washington Carver to carve for himself an imperishable niche in the annals of science. There was a star in the diplomatic sky, and then came Ralph Bunce, the grandson of a slave preacher. He reached up and grabbed it and allowed it to shine in his life with all of its scintillating beauty. There was a star in the athletic sky. And then came Jackie Robinson in his day, and Willie Mays in his day with their powerful bats and their calm spirits. Then came Jesse Owens with his fleet and dashing feet. Then came Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali with their educated fists. All of them came to tell us that we can be somebody. And to justify the conviction of the poet, fleecy locks and black complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim. Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same. And if I were so tall as to reach the pole, or to grasp the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul. The mind is the standard of the man. Finally,
all right. So we're going back to the chart, and in his third suggestion, I feel like it's like he's really talking about Neptune at 29 degrees in Pisces. It's about to leave and go into Aries. So this is the critical degree, and it's still conjunct to Saturn. So we have a lot of love to give, and to make sure that we're applying it to structure and to reality. So we're combining our empathy with our responsibility. Let's see what MLK suggest as one of the third principles to a blueprint.
Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them. Don't allow anybody to cause you to lose your self-respect to the point that you do not struggle for justice. However young you are, you have a responsibility to seek to make your nation a better nation in which to live. You have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everybody. And so you must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice. Now, in this struggle for freedom and justice, there are many constructive things that we all can do and that we all must do. And we must not give ourselves to those things which will not solve our problems. You've heard the word nonviolent and you've heard the word violent. I happen to believe in nonviolence. We struggle with this method with young people and adults alike all over the South, and we have won some significant victories, and we've got to struggle with it all over the North because the problems are as serious in the North as they are in the South. But I believe as we struggle with these problems, we've got to struggle with them with a method that can be militant, but at the same time does not destroy life or property. And so our slogan must not be burn, baby, burn. It must be build, baby, build.
Capricorn.
Very Capricorn.
Yes, our slogan must be learn, baby, learn, so that we can earn, baby, earn. And with a powerful commitment, I believe that we...
So, and then this last part, it's been an influence for us for a while, is that mini grand trine. And I really find that this is all of us uplifting all together in raising the hope of humanity and the earth by like a collective unconsciousness of being better people. So this is MLK's hope.
Can transform dark yesterdays of injustice into bright tomorrows of justice and humanity. Let us keep going toward the goal of selfhood, toward the realization of the dream of brotherhood, and toward the realization of the dream of understanding goodwill. Let nobody stop us. I close by quoting once more the man...
And then the last aspect that I want to bring up, and this is the conclusion to MLK's speech, is that this great flirtation between the full moon and all of its conjunctions and then the nodal axis. So it really questions us and pushes us into a right path. So we're using this cardinal energy and we're flirting with this mutable energy, and this is water and earth, and we're finding a great path. So, and if you watched our earlier videos, Kimberly kept saying, no, not just paternal, but it's maternal too. And MLK ties that in this last little part. So this is the path in our push.
I close by quoting once more the man that the young lady quoted. That magnificent black bard who has now passed on, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. The mother didn't always have her grammar right, but she uttered words of great symbolic profundity. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stad. It's had tacks in it, boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a-climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps 'cause you find this kind of hard, but I's still going, boy. I's still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
That's not Pisces North Node.
Yep. Oh, my eyes are watering again. How dare that? It's an emotional speech. It really gets to you. How did you feel about it?
Oh, absolutely. I love it. Like the whole time I'm listening, I connected with all the energies of this full moon. But also, it's just beautiful Capricorn energy, the highest octane of Capricorn.
Yes. The crest of the crest. Okay. So my final thoughts with tears in my eyes because it's a Cancer full moon and I'm not good with emotions. Anyway,
well, obviously you are.
Too much. I don't know how people control them. I just can't figure that out. Please write in the comments how to control emotions.
Well, you shouldn't control your emotions.
Oh.
You should. What you want to do is not let it control you, but you feel them and let them wave over you like you're doing. You're doing a beautiful job with
thanks.
emotion.
Yeah.
But that Capricorn says, stop that.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll learn the Capricorn.
Stoic.
The full moon in Cancer pulls on our deepest emotional truths, while the Capricorn sky demands maturity, structure, and the outer planets demand evolution. It's a moment where instinct, responsibility, innovation, and destiny all converge. So let's listen to this call of action and carry forward the 3 principles MLK offered to the next generation, especially when this comes to social justice. Let's take MLK's words seriously. Here's a reminder of the 3 suggestions of MLK Jr. The principle of somebodyness, dignity, and worth. Believe in your inherent value, your somebodyness. Never let anyone diminish your worth. MLK says, honor your beauty, your uniqueness, and your emotional truth. 2, the determination of excellence. Whatever your work is, do it well. Do it with intention, with devotion, with craftsmanship. He says, excellent is not about status, it's about the integrity you bring to what you do. And the last one, a commitment to beauty, love, and justice. Dedicate yourself to building a better world. Choose compassion, fairness, and courage, even when life is not a crystal stair. MLK Jr. encourages, let your emotions reflect love and your vision reflect justice. The full moon in Cancer question, how did this speech make you feel? Are your emotions called to action? Thank you, MLK.
Blueprint. Blueprint of our soul.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a beautiful job with the energy. Absolutely.
Yeah, he got to speak for me too, so.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Okay, yours was so powerful.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
Strong and powerful, just like Capricorn. Okay, so mine. Have you ever followed a map only to realize you need a compass to know how you felt to get there? That's this full moon in Cancer. Think of astrology like a journey. The map shows us where we're going. The compass tells us how to stay oriented along the way. So right now, the Capricorn sun is the map, focused on goals, direction, and responsibility. The full moon in Cancer is the compass, checking with our heart, emotions, and inner safety. So my reference is the map and the compass.
Ah.
Very different, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know. Before we even get to the full moon, we need to take a look at the weight of Capricorn. There's a Capricorn stellium with the sun, Venus, and Mars. This is serious grown-up energy, just like you spoke. The sun shows where we're headed, towards purpose, direction, and responsibility. Venus shows us what we value, what feels worth building and protecting. Mars gives us drive, the effort, and the discipline to keep going. Together, this stellium is saying, build something that lasts. Take responsibility for what matters. Show up even when it's hard. Mercury is also in Capricorn, even though it's not part of this conjunction. It still supports the story by helping us think clearly, speak practically, and make grounded decisions. This is less about talking about our feelings. It's more about choosing wisely. The Capricorn energy is the map, solid, structured, and intentional. The full moon in Cancer is the compass that lives in our chest.
Aw, I see it.
The needle points to what feels safe, loving, and true. Cancer says, follow the feeling. Capricorn says, be strong, stay on track. Let your heart show you the direction you've been avoiding. The opposition of the Capricorn versus Cancer, that's the sun and the moon. The sun, Venus, and Mars are all opposing the Cancer moon. This creates tension with meaningful tension. The Capricorn sun asks, what are you building? Where are you going? The Cancer moon asks, how do you feel about it? Are you emotionally safe? This full moon reminds us that success without emotional care leads to burnout, and emotions without structure can leave us feeling lost. And this is where the compass comes in. The leading planet of this full moon is the moon herself. So we pay very close attention to what she's doing. The moon is deeply emotional, intuitive, and protective. She wants us to come home to ourselves. So the moon sextiles the south node in Virgo, helping us to release old habits of overfixing, overserving, and being too hard on ourselves. It's like the compass is saying, you don't need to live in constant repair mode anymore. The moon trines the north node in Pisces, guiding us toward compassion, surrender, faith, and trust that something bigger is in control. The full moon compass swings away from perfection and pressure and points toward gentleness, compassion, and emotional truth. Even though the moon does not conjunct retrograde Jupiter in Cancer, Jupiter still lends support, expanding emotional awareness, family themes, and the need for care and safety. At the same time, we still have the square between the retrograde Jupiter in Cancer and Chiron in Aries. This has been going with us for a while, and it's going to be for a while. So we got to get used to it. Again, this can stir up old wounds around independence, identity, and emotional needs, reminding us that healing isn't always comfortable, but it's really necessary. This square makes the compass point toward old wounds so we can finally move past them, not around them. There is a minor grand trine with the outer planets, Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus. These are powerful currents running under the map. Even if our personal compass is pointing one way, the landscape is quietly shifting beneath our feet. Things we can't see are yet moving systems, beliefs, long-term direction in our life. This is a quiet but powerful. It speaks to long-term collective change, transforming systems, dissolving old illusions, and stabilizing new values. Even if we don't feel it consciously, something deep is shifting underneath it all. You feel it?
Yeah.
I think we all feel that.
Yes.
It's not loud right now.
No, I'm excited about it. Well, let's
Yes.
vibrate forward.
Absolutely. We don't need to force it. Just stay aware and let the currents guide us. Our personal compass may not notice the change day to day, but the map is being redrawn. Following our inner direction with awareness, let us flow with deeper transformation instead of resisting it. So my final thoughts on this full moon. This full moon asks us to pause, to check our map, our goals, our responsibility, our direction. Then check your compass, your heart, your emotions, your inner truth. We don't have to choose between being strong and being soft. We're meant to hold both. Build wisely, feel deeply, and let your heart guide you home. I also think that's a lot of what MLK was
For sure.
saying in his blueprint.
Yeah.
So blueprint, map, compass, they
Yeah.
really go together.
Totally.
Yeah, you went deeper than I did, though.
Yeah, well, Martin Luther King went deeper.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And I just shared it. I
Yes.
shared his depth.
Yeah, so I really think this full moon is about checking in with our emotion as we create our direction in life,
Yeah.
our blueprint in life, our direction.
Definitely. It's a time for compassion, empathy, and a call to action, too.
Absolutely. Where are your values?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's intense, man. It's powerful. And I'm, looking forward to crying more.
For the full moon? Yeah. I think that with the sun being in Capricorn, that will help us not totally lose control.
Nice.
Yeah.
But knock on wood, knock on earth. Just kidding.
Yeah. But don't feel bad about letting the emotions flow. It helps guide us. All it is information.
Yeah. No, emotions is a healthy trigger because then we feel where we have compassion and we can put good service to work.
Yeah. It shows us where our work is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. If this spurred any inspiration for you, please put down in the comments and become part of the conversation. How did these stories affect you?
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, let us know how you feel about it. And do look for the fourth video, the fourth part of the full moon in Cancer, where Kimberly is going to talk to each individual sign and give them something to ponder and to reflect.
Absolutely. So, cheers to a happy full moon. And remember, today is a new day and a new opportunity to make this world a better place. Cheers. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notice of the questions. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys.
Yes.